Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today because we're going to learn how to can some food during this 2020 coronavirus quarantine. So be sure to sit there and follow along. So let's get cooking. Good looking. Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today. And I thought I would start this series off with a real neat canning app that is out there. Now, I know a lot of you may know of it, but we have a lot of newbies nowadays that have just started to learn how to can. So, this is just for you. Now, I'm going to bring up the app on my phone. Is a canning timer and checklist app. Now right here, it's telling me to check the volume for the notifications, so I'm just gonna click OK. And on this page, it's asking us, what would you like to can? Well, let's go ahead and pick vegetables. Now, go ahead and pick which type of vegetables, and I think I'm gonna pick chili peppers. Which jar size? We're gonna do pints or less. What kind of pack? It's gonna be a hot pack. How are you canning? Dial or weighted gauge? Well, we're gonna sit there and do a weighted gauge. Here on this page, it's sitting there asking us what is our elevation. So I'm gonna sit there and push the 1,000, but be sure to push what is for your elevation. Now, here's a checklist to go through. We have chili peppers that we're going to be canning. They're going to be in pint-sized jars. They're going to be hot packed. I'm going to sit there and pressure can them with my 10-pound weight for 1,000 feet. Now it's telling me I can continue. And here for step 1, the first step here, it's prepare jars, lids, and rings. Let's just say we've already done that. The second one here, it says 2 to 3 inches of water in the canner. So we're gonna sit there and say we did that. Now, for this one, it's telling us prepare food. We'll say we already prepared our peppers. Now, here it's telling us to fill the jars, debubble them, and to wipe the rim. We'll say we did that already. The next one is telling us adjust the lids and the rings. We'll say we did that. Here it's telling us to place the jars inside of our canner. Next one's telling us to fasten the lid securely on the canner. We'll say we did that. And here's telling us turn heat to high. So we're going to say we did that. And now we can sit there and push next. Now, step 2, exhaust the canner. And it's telling us wait for a steady stream of steam. Let steam flow for 10 minutes. I just brought my canner over here just to quick show you. But I've been doing a lot of canning, so we gotta do this fast because I need to get it back to the stove because I'm gonna be using it in a second. But here, remember that canning app? When it says to exhaust the canner, and wait for a steady stream of steam. Well, the steady stream of steam is going to be coming right out of this little thing here. And then we're going to allow that to vent here on our timer for 10 minutes. Now, we're going to sit there just for the sake of this video. We're going to sit there and say this is steaming for the 10 minutes at a steady stream. We'll see you when our timer is going off. Now, I know a lot of you are going to ask me what type of All-American canner I have. This is a model 915. I love it. It's perfect for what I need for basically my husband and myself, and sometimes my youngest son, or when I do can up, I'll can up some things for my two youngest boys. Now, the 915 here, it will hold 10 pint jars or 7 quart jars. Like I said, perfect size for my husband and myself. Now, there's also other types of canners out there. There are Presto canners, and I do own 2 of them myself. There's a Carry electric pressure canner. I do own one of them as well. There's all different sizes of the All-American pressure canners here. I also have an electric water bath canner. There's a water bath canner that's enamel coated, and it sits right on top of any regular stovetop, and that would also be a hot water bath canner. There's all sorts of canning. It also depends upon what you're canning. And that's what I like this little app right here, especially if you're a beginner and you're a little bit unsure of things and you just like to have a helping hand. I highly advise to download this app, or if you're like me and you have a few canning projects going on in your kitchen, like me with my Fresh Tech jam and jelly maker, you're gonna want all these little nice apps, and this is a really sweet one. Okay, it's gonna be going off, and as you see, it's going off. So I'm gonna sit there, hit next. Now, step 3, build pressure. It's telling me to place my weight. Now, like I said, I'm pressure canning in my area at 10 pounds of pressure. So right here is the 10 pounds. You would then put your weight on. Your pressure inside of your pressure canner would build up to the 10 pounds of pressure. So we already put our weight on. Okay, now we're building the pressure up. Let's say that the pressure is built up to 10 pounds of pressure. We'll push next. Okay, now after we've come up to the proper pressure, and our weight here will do a little jiggle or a little rock and then it'll simmer down. And then it'll do a little jiggle and a little rock, and then simmer down. That's normal. But as soon as we're maintaining that 10 pounds of pressure, we're not going below the 10 pounds of pressure. Because anytime you go below the 10 pounds of pressure, you have to start your timing all over. So we're going to sit there and push start. And remember, we're just sitting there for pretend purposes. We're doing peppers, so it told us 35 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure. So we'll see you in the 35 minutes in canning time. Okay, my timer's going off. Now let's go ahead, push next. Now it's gonna sit there and tell us to remove from the heat, so we'll sit there and pretend that we removed it from the heat. Now it's telling us to wait until it's fully depressurized and then remove our weight. So you're gonna want this dial to come back down to 0, and then we'll remove the weight. So we'll push next. After we've done all that, it is telling us to leave the jars in the canner for 10 minutes. So we'll pretend that we're doing that. So we're gonna sit there and push next. And now it's telling us to finish up. Now, you would open the lid away from you. Always, always, always practice that. Number 1 safety tip. Always open up away from you, never towards you. And now it's telling you to lift the jars out of the canner and keep them upright. You do not want to tip them and let any of the water that might have accumulated on top of the canning jars, just leave it on there. It will evaporate off, trust me. Then it's telling us to place the canning jars that we just canned up on a heavy towel. And now we're going to allow the canning jars to cool undisturbed for 24 hours. And then we're going to come back. We're going to take the rings off and we're going to check them seals. Here it tells us to remove the rings and to clean the jars. And then be sure to label them jars. And then it's telling you to wash your canner along with your gasket and lid. And then we want to make sure that you dry them thoroughly. Oops. And now I'm going to push next. And now it's telling us we're all done. And they're congratulating us that we're done. And they're telling us to store your canned items in a cool, dark place. And now they're asking you to start another canning project. Well, that's up to you to decide. So I hope you like this neat little canning app that I showed you all, because I think it is one heck of an app, especially if you're a newbie. I mean, it tells you how to do your vegetables, your fruit, your meat, your seafood, pickles, be sure to go to an Apple store and download it, or to go to the or to go to the Google store and download the canning app. I believe Washington State University is the one who
And there
put
you
this
go, good
canning
looking. Now
app
you can
out
can in
there.
confidence. And be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because boy, do we have a lot of good canning videos coming your way. So until then, good looking, here's to happy cooking, but better yet, happy eatings. Y'all come back now, you hear?